I've always equated feelings with getting caught. They both get in the way of my money. Unfortunately, not everyone is as committed to their work as I am. An old associate of mine, Basso the boxman, wants to marry Lady Rumford's chambermaid, Genevieve, and live happily ever after. Guess prison life spoiled his taste for thievery. Too bad for Basso that Lady Rumford has other plans. Marriage would void Genevieve's indentured service contract, so Rumford is keeping her confined in the estate with the rest of her worldly possessions. Basso has asked for my assistance on getting her out, since infiltration is my specialty. I make it a policy never to take a job so sentimental, but the Rumford Manor could be a lucrative opportunity for a man like me. It would also mean that Basso would owe me a favor, and in this line of work you can never have too many of those. I'll sneak in after dark and clear a path for Basso so he can rescue his damsel in distress. Along the way, I'll pick up a few souvenirs for the local pawn shops. That should make all this aggravation worthwhile. Otherwise, I'll make Basso wish he was still rotting in Crag's Cleft. This proves it. Going legit is more trouble than it's worth.
Hello, fellow Night Stalkers. My name is Angel Wolf, and in this series I'm covering Thief 2: The Metal Age, released by Looking Glass Studios back in 2000. This is the first mission of the game, called Running Interference, and if you watch the intro, you kind of know what it's about. I have to break a girl out of a mansion and steal a bunch of stuff as I go. So there are 3 difficulty levels in the game, and with each difficulty level, you usually get more objectives that you have to complete, and on Expert there are 5. So I have to clear the way for Basso using a bird call to call him after I'm done. I'm going to steal about 600 in loot plus 200 in gems, and I can't kill anyone, but I can knock the guards out, so that's what I'm going to do.
I sprung the lock on the side door for you, Garrett. It's the only good way in.
Thank you, Basso. So that's Garrett's friend Basso. Garrett saved him from a prison called Crag's Cleft in Thief 1, and he dragged him unconsciously out of the prison. So he's very forgiveful for Garrett, and they do missions together sometimes.
Good thing the butler's out for the night. He left his lights on.
So these are coin stacks, which count as general loot. They count as gold as well, and sometimes you can find keys, like this one, to unlock that door and that door. I hear somebody singing, so there's someone nearby. But even if they were nearby, they wouldn't be able to see me right now because I'm standing in complete darkness, which you can tell by that little crystal at the bottom of the screen. When I go into light, it brightens up, and when I'm in the darkness, it stays dark, so you're completely invisible to any enemy in the darkness, providing that they haven't been set off and they're aware of you. Okay, so there's a piece of cheese. Food items count as 1 hit point when you lose health. Okay, so I hear those 2 somewhere nearby. Chances are they're behind that window there. So we have a bright, bright torch that is casting all this light that is surely going to get us seen. And we can lean to the side, you can lean to the left, you can lean to the right, and you can lean forward to do specific things later on. So I'm going to take that torch out. I'm going to pull out a water arrow, which is a arrow tipped with a water crystal that will take out the torch, and all the light goes away.
Damn torches, always sputtering out.
Well, don't just mention
light it up.
I lost my tinderbox. Oh, why don't you do it?
I ain't the one that's complaining, am I now?
Huh.
So these two haven't seen me or noticed me, and I can pull out my blackjack, my billy club, and hit them right in the back of the head. Down for the count they go. And they will not wake up for the remainder of the mission. Guards do not awaken unless it's scripted. But there's no games in the original Thief games that have scripts like that. So this is a workshop area. There's a couple of good items here. This is equipment. We got a flash bomb, which produces a blinding flash that will stun your followers, anyone that's chasing you. And then we also have flares, which will, it's a quick source to light up dark areas, and you can actually throw them, and you can see how the light reacts. And that light has revealed a switch down there, which we can flip. And we found a secret with some more equipment. And that green potion there is a healing potion, which if you've played any other role-playing game in the world, you probably know how that works. And we have another purse of coins that will add to our total loot. So let's continue on. Alright, so this guy's got his back to us. And he has a pouch at his belt, which if we move close enough, it will actually highlight. We can snatch that right from his belt there without him noticing. And knock him out. Let's open this door, pick up his body, and drop him in this room here. So you can see by these little things here that there's electricity and generators in a world where guys walk around in medieval armor. So it's been described by many as a steampunk-inspired world. Garrett lives in the city, and it's all dark and dreary, and this is but just one house in that vastness. So this guy's a cook, and he looks kind of lost here. He could have a glitch on his scripting. So let's just be quick and take him out before he can notice us. Okay, he called out for help, which basically means he's at alert level 1. There are, I believe, 4 different alert levels for enemy AI in this game. And guys like that guy, who's just a cook, is just going to run away. He's not going to try to attack you or anything unless, again, he's got some kind of weird script attached to him. But guards will attack you, especially after enough time they've seen you. So let's see here. We have this little bag that looks like it's junk, but it actually has some coins in it. So we'll take that. And the rest of this stuff, sometimes in Thief you pretty much have to search through stuff to see what's valuable and what's not. Here we have food items that you can pick up and eat along the way. And as I said earlier, that will actually give you a health point. And then we have junk like this cooking pot here, which will just float there in your inventory until you drop it or fling it. So to fling it across the room, you use the same action key you used to pick it up. That will throw it. And then if you just want to drop it in place, which is much quieter, you can hit the drop button, which I have currently assigned to Z. Just makes it easier for me. I'm used to other games. So here's an example of junk being mixed with good stuff. It's kind of to discourage you from just going over here and clicking like crazy. If you do that, you end up with bottles dropping everywhere, and it's just not that good. So we want to look for specific bottles. We want these gold ones. There's 3 of them. And then if we look back here, we also see a little red potion tucked away. That's our secret. And that's a potion that when you drink it, gives you a burst of speed, allowing you to run away from somebody who's chasing you. Let's come back here and check out this dumbwaiter. Now we're in complete darkness here, so this guy has no idea we're here. And he doesn't notice when our hand snakes out and grabs the belt, key at his belt, and a couple of treasures. Gold is usually what you're looking for in this game, stuff made of gold. let's continue on here and check out some commonly missed treasure. There are actually 3 little coins up on top of this rafter there for luck, and you can take all 3 of them. And then this is an alternate. The staircase can lead you to this main hallway, which you can decide to go that route if you choose, but I'm going to go this way. There's usually multiple paths through the mission. There's multiple ways you can go. And if I hide in a little corner like this, even though that torch is right there, it's not shining any light on me. So I can wait for the guard I hear walking. I can hear his footsteps getting louder as he approaches.
What is this?
Here he is. Wait for him to turn. Let's go after him. Okay, let's take him, drop him off the side here, and check down this area. This appears to be servants' quarters with a bunch of dark rooms and some chests full of treasure. Now let's see what we have here. A readable. Okay, so we learned something about Truart and his thugs taking over the city and making things miserable for the populace.
Well, that's her door. Guess Basso can open it. He's not much of a sneak, but he can sure handle a lock.
Garrett interjects his little commentary every once in a while. And if we come in here, we see a very dark room. And there's some boxes, a wall of boxes here. You can pick them up. When they highlight, you can throw them. And boxes you can also stack. They stack on top of each other, which can be good if you need to climb up to a higher place. So through here, we find a gold nugget on the floor and a silver nugget back here. And that's pretty much it. Just looks like somebody's stash of bread on a tray. And the tray isn't worth anything. It just gets flung across the room. So let's go into this area. I advise you to get used to searching pretty much every nook and cranny like this. As you get better at the game, you pretty much know where stuff is after a while if you play it multiple times. But if you're a first-time player, you don't know. So this hallway is completely pitch black. Perfect place to ambush this guy. But while we wait for him, let's make things a little easier unlocking this door. And I'll show you why we did that in a second. Just wait for him to turn. Pick his pocket, and down he goes. So it sounded like he hit the first alert level, which is just wary. He may have seen a rat, may have seen something that just, you know, played tricks with his eyes. And then when they get to level 2, they actually start looking around for you. And the third alertness level, they go nuts and they start searching everywhere for you. So you try to knock them out as soon as you possibly can. And there's a key here. We have 3 of them already, so we didn't need that. But if you search really carefully, another reason why I suggest you search around the baseboards and everything is because you find treasure like this. It's a nice jeweled tiara up in that little safe. It's revealed when you flip a hidden switch. So let's continue on our way. These 2 bedrooms don't have anything in them, but again, it's good practice for you to get used to searching everywhere under ledges and on the desk and things like that. Okay, so here we have a bathroom, and you'll notice my footsteps are very, very echoey in here. You have to be careful about the floor you walk on. It makes a difference. If I'm walking on a carpet, you don't hear my footfalls at all. Walking on tile is noisy, so we don't want that to happen. When a guard hears it, he goes right on alert because he can hear your footsteps. Let's go in here. This is some kind of a music room. Take a couple of coin stacks. Come over here and play the lute for a sound effect. And let's take this flute, which is good collateral in a pawn shop. Okay, so here we are back in that main hallway, which is that staircase I showed you earlier. And we're going to search the fireplace area. Now, here's another example of stuff that looks like it might be valuable really being junk. This vase is completely junk, so we don't want it. And stuff like this is just way too big for a thief to carry. So another cool thing about Thief is that you can jump and pull yourself up on ledges. It's one of the first games that implemented that. It's called Mantling. And there's a secret cubby back here that sets off a new objective when I grab these 2 rings. What would a wedding be without rings? So it's a bonus objective. And I completed that. And let's go out into the courtyard and mess with the guards out there. Okay, so from the darkness here, I'm going to survey the scene. I hear a guard walking. There he is. He's an archer. And the cool thing about Thief 2 is the fact that in the first game, Garrett loses his eye to a pagan god named the Trickster. So the the Hammerites actually give him a replacement eye that you can use to zoom in and out on objects like that goblet across the way there. So that's the thing we want to get, but getting it's going to be a little tricky because there's a guy there.
Seeing things.
And a guy there.
Looks like it's nothing.
We don't want to set them off, so I'm going to wait for the other guy to continue another pass. And these doors, if you close them, they open and close together. And the guards react to the noise, but it's still not setting them off. So if you're standing in the way of a door, you can actually stop it from closing. And at the same time, you can close the other one, which is good for getting past these guys. So I'm going to stand with my back to the door and try to close that one. And that gives me a perfect view of this guy. Grab the key and knock him to unconscious. Open
Look, I know you're around here
Time to
somewhere.
use a flash bomb.
No!
There we go. Flash bombs are useful when you really mess up and you don't have the chance to get behind somebody that's been alerted. So let's grab this plate here. Sometimes it can be tricky. And this is also a noisy floor, so let's just leave that guy alone. Come in here and lock the door, so even if he finds the bodies, he can't go anywhere. There, and now he won't be bothering us. So let's continue down this hallway. The room right here is where the dumbwaiter led to. And then we see a guard over here. 2 guards.
Not again.
Be quick about it. And this guy didn't see us at all. You can tell by his footsteps that he's just walking along normally. The guard's footsteps will sound different when they're actively searching for you. And that's pretty much it for the guards in this mission you have to worry about. But there's still a few more treasures to find. There's a couple of bedrooms here. And this is a gold vase, which has some value. And in this one here, we have stuff that looks like it might be valuable, like this mirror. But again, it's just junk that you can throw across the room. But if we look carefully up above, there's another one of those vases. And we can see electricity in play here by turning on and off this light switch. That's very useful, just as useful as putting out torches. And let's go into this bedroom up here, where there's a diamond ring on the dresser and a golden necklace on that little table. And that's pretty much it for the treasure in this mission, so let me go get Basso, and he can rescue Genevieve. And we're back in the butler's quarters, outside the building. And let me call to Basso. the lock, Basso.
Basso!
Shh, come with me. Shh, come with me.
Okay, so that was the first mission of the game, and I completed it with 1285 loot. Out of 1285 loot, I found it all, and I found all 3 secrets out of 3. So I will see you guys in the next mission.